mind, I'm like, listen, all right, for example, if I'm just throwing out there, like, let's say Adidas want to do like a little sponsorship for the podcast. We all looking for sponsorships. But if they want a sponsorship for the podcast, they offer me, let's say they offer me about $300,000. I can live with that, right? Boom. Get that. Companies gonna start seeing like, damn, Adidas investing in this podcast. This podcast might be really good. So, Chase Bank may want to invest in me and want to be another sponsor or whatever. Then, like, I don't know, Taco Bell or something, or Old Navy. Like, I just feel like, in general, as a person, like, if a company is offering you something, just go with it. Just go with it. Take the money. There's gonna be more offers, but like someone else said, like, and it was a great idea. Why not, like, as black people, create like a platform that's like a Netflix and let it grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, have like all black like movies and stuff. All black like TV shows and things like that. Cause we could do it. Cause
that's what we need to do.
We taking over. Like, we have Revolt TV. To me, Revolt TV is to me it's still it's missing a couple things. I think Revolt needs its own content, like meaning like its own original like stuff, because Breakfast Club been there, Drinking Champs been there. Like, they need more like original things. Now, if y'all can come to me to do a show for my podcast, hey, I'm there. But like, we just need like our own. You feel me? Like Oprah, for example, like her network is phenomenal. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people.
Shout out to Oprah.
Yeah, shout out to Auntie Oprah. But a lot of people like her shows and stuff. Like, on the channel, like, her own network. It's called OWN. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, I just wanted to talk to you about that situation. But to get back to what we was talking a couple minutes ago when we was going over the album and going over Ill Figure, do you think that it's really important to have a cult following? Because look at artists like J. Cole and Cardi B and Tech Nine, like artists like that have a cult following. Do you think it's really important to have that following? Like, would you rather take a cult following or be commercial?
I'd rather have a cult following.
And why is that?
They're gonna be there. They're gonna be there through thick and thin. You feel me? It's already, I had this conversation with somebody before. Fans are fickle.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They're very fickle. But when you got people that really believe in you and they've been down with you since day one. You feel me? That's. I feel like that's like I can perform at a show right now, and especially if it's like in my area, close to my area,
mm-hmm.
I automatically will bring out 10 people off of the strength.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Just because they rock with me. Rather than, I know some people that's really popping on the internet, they only bring 2 people out to a show.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I feel like that cult following, that's going, you feel me? Eventually that's going, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually, it's you're going to be on that commercial status. So that doesn't even,
Yeah. So
I feel like.
You feel like what?
Oh no, go ahead.
So let's talk about sample before the product.
Sample before the product.
That's an album, y'all. Like, y'all need to go check that out. I know it's on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud right now. It's on rockthedub.com. It made it on Indie Heat blog. It's on Philly. I forgot the blog site. So this blog site in Philly. Yeah, it's on those platforms right now. It's still I haven't, because I haven't got anything back from the title and shit like that. We still working on that.
Mm-hmm.
But but we're promoting this project all year, so we're doing like it's a video project as well. So just promoting that shit all year.
And what
all year.
and before I go over the track list for this project, why did you call it sample for the product for the people that don't know why?
Because it's a really short project.
Mm-hmm.
I worked on this project for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just a sample before the product. And the product is Product Ill. That's the whole project. So it's really, I'm giving you a sample of my journey. It's sort of like the sequel to Rolling Stone Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because remember, I was like, I'm searching for love and blase. And it goes into that whole, you feel me? All right, this is the sample before the product.
Yeah. So like you said, it was 2 years. I had a interesting conversation the other day about music, and you remember back in the day where a Jay-Z, a DMX, a Trick Daddy, pretty much all the artists back in the day, majority of them would drop an album and it could last them about a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. Do you think that it's important to work on the album for about 2-3 years and then release it, or just keep coming out with music? Because we got these streaming apps that's coming out, and it's like some artists are just forced of just coming out with different music instead of holding it for like a year or 2 or even 6 months. So, as you grow in the music, do you think, would you still be that same person that like hold on for a minute, or would you just flood the streets with a whole bunch of music?
It can go both ways. Like, if I work on a project for 2 years, I'm working on projects.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just working on one project, because I'm really working on songs. You feel me? Throughout the whole year. And like, now, like, I would say now, because I used to be just that person that would just hold tracks to myself. Like, nah, you can't hear this yet. But now I'm more so like I'd rather just flood when my like I want you to get tired of me.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to just get so sick and tired of me looking at all this shit that I'm posting. You seeing these video projects, or this my cover to my project, or whatever the case might be. All right, let me just click on this shit, because I see it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So that's the main goal. But I feel like flooding now, and with these platforms, these different streaming services, they're labels.
Yeah.
Even SoundCloud, that's a label.
Yeah.
You feel me? A lot of people don't know you get paid. You can get paid off of your streams. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if you keep on pushing and just staying consistent. Well, even if you push one project for a whole year,
mm-hmm.
you feel me? Just keep on pushing it. Stay consistent with it. You feel me? It's really just like flooding.
Yeah.
Flooding the streets. You just gonna be flooding that same product over and over and over again until somebody gonna catch on.
And that's what I respect about you, because, my thing is, it's not about just flooding music. It's about, like, you don't want to just come out with a whole bunch of, EPs, mixtapes and stuff, like, all the time. But with you, it's like, you'll come up with a project. In between, you'll release like singles, single tracks, or maybe an EP here and there. But you're not gonna come out with an album this week and come out with one next week, And that's a great strategy that most people need to do. Like, you can come out with the album or that mixtape, but in between, come out with these songs and stuff. Especially what you do, you have songs with your core, and my album coming out sometime this year or something. or next year. But we
Yeah, I
working
can't
on
wait
that.
for that. Can't wait for that.
We working on that right now.
Tings.
We got the
Devon.
the lit song coming out hopefully in February or March. But yeah, like it's always a question that a lot of people ask, especially for artists that's up and coming, like with the music industry and stuff like that changing, and with the whole streaming. But to get back to the sample before the product, I want to go through all the tracks. This is another classic album, like in my eyes. I don't care what nobody says. You got track one. You got track one, sample before the product, featuring Sunny. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what you was saying?
Oh no, I was cause you had went out real quick. But now the sample before the product,
With
that track,
yeah,
yeah, that was really just like me really, because I was a different like this whole project is based off of Love Jones,
yeah,
the movie, my love story. But Sam, the first and the intro, that was like more so the intro. You feel me? I still, I'm still like this. You sort of say like this bitchy ass person.
yeah,
You feel me? I'm angry with a lot of shit that's going on, or I'm just speaking some real shit what I see. You feel me? Some fuck shit. Said cops kill a lot of niggas,
yeah,
and niggas kill a lot of niggas. You feel me? Justice is just us. Black folk always be the ones to tear each other up. Niggas get ahead and they mad because they stuck, so they pucker up. Stab you in the back, in the gut. Wounds deep, I need a bigger cut. You feel me?
yeah. That's
like,
some real shit. And
you
like
feel me?
before we move on to track two, you know, we got police brutality, and we also got black on black crime.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people tell me it's two different situations, and it is. But at the same time, like I had like I'm just speaking my opinion. Like police brutality. It's sad to say we can't control that. Like it's sad. Like it's fucked up because I don't like that shit. Like a policeman could just come up and like just shoot me for any dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like the black on black crime, like yeah, like white people and Spanish people within their cultures and stuff like that. Like they'll kill each other and shit like that. But it's like for us black folk, it's not a lot of us. And I preach that, and it's like you from Jersey, and it's even in your city, in your neighborhood, but like y'all have one of the worst like areas up there in Jersey, like in Miami. It's areas down here that's like crazy, in the black communities, and like I want to know from like your opinion about like the whole black on black crime. Like, how do you feel about that?
I think it's stupid.
Yeah,
I think it's very stupid. And back on that police brutality, no, we can't control that.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's been going on forever since slave times.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just how we were treated. But now I feel like in today's world, it's still happening. I feel like a lot of people, people of color especially. We like to shit on other people, step on everybody's toes, and it's all about who's the man, who's this, who's that. When in reality, you feel me, you got other motherfuckers looking at us like we stupid. We dummies. You feel me? No offense, like we monkeys. They're looking at us like, what the fuck? Like they can't get it together. They killing each other. They posting fight videos still. It's 2018 and I still see this dumb shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You feel me? And it makes me mad because we can never come together. We can never come together. It always gotta be, we gonna come together when either somebody died or a cop or a cop, kill somebody